Hello and welcome to our latest episode, this bonus episode of Relatable Catholic.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
We are here with this bonus episode because we officially have a new Pope.
Got a new boss.
New boss in town.
Holy smokes. Get it, smoke.
Yep. So we thought we would do a little bonus episode because otherwise we talk about the Pope the entire time. So we're going to spend this time talking about the Pope, who he is, how we all found out, the excitement. So we officially have an American Pope, which is crazy. Everything I watched beforehand was like, Bishop Barron was like, never, ever will we see an American Pope in our lifetime.
USA, baby.
He's from America, but he's not like he hasn't been here.
Right. Yes, he was American born.
Was he raised in America, though?
He was raised in America. He's lived, in Peru for so long. He speaks fluent Spanish, and he studied in Italy. So he was in Italy last few years, so a couple of years. So he was fluent in Italian and Spanish, and so I think that's kind of one of the drawbacks of having an American is that, Americans usually don't speak a lot of languages.
Right.
Usually need a pope that speaks lots of languages.
Yeah. And we looked it up. He speaks fluent Spanish, English, Italian, and Portuguese.
Obrigado.
Yep.
Hola.
And he can read Latin, I think. Something like that.
Well, I think that's kind of like a prerequisite to being a priest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you can read Latin?
Kinda. Yeah. I had
Well,
to
I
take
guess,
a year
yeah.
of it. So I had full year at Loris. So I'm not great at it. I know more Spanish than I do Latin, but I can survive.
So since you left Loris, though, do you use it that often?
Hardly at all.
So it's probably hard to retain all that.
Yeah, I don't need to use it, so I just don't use it. But yeah, the language thing is important for popes especially.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense.
So that's I think part of why they said never an American. The other thing too they're talking a lot about is like this whole world superpower.
Right. Yeah. That's what Bishop Barron kept saying. Yeah.
It's like I don't know.
We can't have a Pope too.
Yeah. Does that actually matter? I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Well, especially since he wasn't like, I guess we should say his name. We were talking about him.
I think he did.
Well, Pope Leo, he was Cardinal Robert Prevost.
Yeah.
He was born in Chicago.
Huge Packer fan, I read.
I don't think so. The memes are pretty funny though.
There are a lot of good memes out there. I'm in that meme algorithm of Pope and the Bears.
Yeah, Pope. That one's pretty funny.
We put the Ope in Pope. Midwestern.
So good.
Yeah. So, but he spent most of his life as missionary work in Peru. Correct?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. So, but it was really exciting. So, were you like watching the chimney, or?
No, someone just texted me. I had mass at Mill Valley that
Oh,
morning,
shoot,
so
yeah.
I get back from mass and I get a couple text messages. White smoke.
Yeah.
So I turn on TV and
Yeah. We had been watching the day before we had the live cam on in the classroom. Yeah. And
Is it of the chimney, the live
yeah,
cam?
it's and the seagulls. Yeah, the Sistine Seagulls.
That's awesome.
16 seagulls.
Did you see them?
I did
Yeah.
see them. I just haven't heard them called that. That's funny.
Yeah, and so we just had it on in the afternoon the first day, and then they're like black smoke. Yeah, so that was fun. But then they only voted one time that day, so then we could turn off the chimney talk. So then it was kind of a bummer because we had it on all day, and then it was right when we went to lunch. We got in the lunchroom when it was white smoke. And then, one of the girls in second grade, it was her birthday. And all she wanted for her birthday was a new pope. She wanted to see white smoke on her birthday. But
She got it.
she got it, yeah. So
How many votes were there?
4 or 5 ballots. Do you know? I think there was one the night before, and then there were 2 in the morning. That's why there was black smoke in the morning. And then I think it was on the 4th ballot, maybe 4th or 5th ballot that they chose.
How long does it usually take? How many tries?
I think it depends. I think it just depends on the situation. Yeah. I feel like last time there was like 9.
Yeah, I had my money on Friday. I thought that it was going to take until Friday. So, yeah, we weren't. And I think that's what happened with like all of the reporters that I've seen too. They were like, we were not expecting white smoke right now. There was a lady, she came on, I think that was on EWTN. I don't remember which one it was, but she was, or maybe the Vatican News. She was like, I'm out of breath. I had to run up all these steps because they weren't expecting it, I think, at that time. And they weren't expecting it that fast, which I think is why like that kind of means that it was the first vote, because the second vote, so like the sessions, like the morning session is 2 votes unless they choose one. But they only do the smoke twice a day. They vote 4 times if they need to.
They burn the ballots. They burned 2 sets of ballots.
Right, and all the notes.
So
yeah.
They were basically like.
So they were. Everybody was kind of waiting for the
second one.
The second one of the second session of that day, but then it was white smoke. Exciting.
Yeah, so then just kind of that waiting period after that, like, okay, who's it going to be?
Yeah.
Everybody's staring at this
curtain.
Who's going to come out?
Yeah. And then the guy who came out, like the media person, he was trying not to giggle, I think, or laugh. He's actually getting some flack, I see on the internet. Like, just because he does look a little smug, but I think it was because, like, he was trying not to smile.
Face of the giggles. The giggles.
Yeah, it was really sweet, but I didn't understand a word he was saying. Like, I didn't know the candidates that well that, like, I could listen for that name. But I had heard him the day before. I heard one of the news channels said, like, it could be this guy. So, yeah, so then he finally came out, and it was really exciting. He's a very cute little pope.
When I got home from work that day, the girls ran to the garage and, we've got our new pope, we've got our new pope. And they were very excited.
Yeah, well, it is super exciting. Like, it doesn't happen a lot, and I think it's really, really good for our church. I think it puts all of the eyes on the Catholic Church right now, and hopefully it's, I'm sure, God's plan. Like, it's meant to be in a Jubilee year that, you know, it might bring some people either back to the church or maybe like to the church. So
You just never know how God's working. So,
Father, were you polling for any one candidate yourself?
not necessarily. I didn't spend a lot of time researching. One of my friends wanted the guy that was, his name was Pizza Balla.
well, that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
He's a pizza balla.
So that was the name I was listening for when that didn't happen. So I was like, well, but no, I didn't have any strong like favorites or.
Do you get to see in, like, are all those meetings closed meetings? No one gets to hear or see anything? Like, even the priest, even you guys?
Yeah, I don't know. There was staff there. There was like support staff, but they all got sworn to secrecy.
Yeah, and then they burn all the notes that they take too.
Does that make you feel sad that you've dedicated your whole life and you don't get to, like, be part of this?
Not really. No, I've not thought of it like that. Like, I don't think I'm worthy to have any sort of insight into it, right? You know, like, and I don't know that I don't need to. No, I don't feel bad about it.
I don't know. I think you should get some special benefits because you're a priest. Like, I think all the priests should get a little inside scoop or something. I don't know.
Text message before it comes out. Watching with the rest of us, schlums.
Yeah, nothing special. I wonder how many priests there are in the world.
A lot.
Not enough.
Oh, not enough. Yeah, for
A lot,
real.
but not enough.
Yeah, I was they were talking about specifically a cardinal maybe from Nigeria, because they have such like a devout Catholic. They have like 95% like practicing Catholics, which is beautiful. Like, what's the secret sauce? So that would have been cool. But this is cool too. Whatever God's plan is. So Pope Leo XIV, very exciting. Leo means lion, so everybody thinks he's really going to be a lion. He's not a Lions fan.
That was also the name of our lion in Dare in 5th grade.
Oh,
we had that
yes.
little lion, that
Yeah.
stuffed lion in the Dare program. In 5th grade, ours was Leo. That's the stuff I retain.
Yeah. One of the second graders' cat is named Leo, so they were pretty sure that it's named after their cat. So probably not, but good too.
Yeah, there's been. It's kind of a callback to the last Leo. Usually, when you pick a name, that means that there's something that you are trying to continue from that person, from that pontificate. So we'll see what that would be with Leo the 14th. Leo the 13th was big on kind of some social reforms and doing some things there. Also some liturgy stuff and some spiritual warfare stuff. So kind of all wrapped in that. It's I mean, time will tell like what it'll actually be like to what it'll actually do in his pontificate. But I'm excited.
Do you have a pope name if you were a cardinal? Like, do these cardinals come in knowing what their pope name would be?
Wenceslaus, remember? We talked about this. It's going to be Pope Wenceslaus.
I know, but in all reality, like, if you pick someone that you liked in the past, like, do you think they come in with an idea of who they would want to kind of be like?
I bet that they do. I bet when you get to that level, you start to think about that, even though like it's the odds are still pretty small that it would be that you'd be chosen. I think you'd still have kind of an idea of what who you wanted to be like. I think like if I was, just thinking about it right now, probably like John Paul.
Yeah, the third. Yeah.
Pope Paul before him. That might be an option too. I don't know. I haven't thought about it a lot. And Wenceslaus is kind of
Wenceslaus is awesome. I'm telling you. So we watched in second grade. The kids kept trying to like talk. I was like, stop talking. We gotta listen. So I watched most of it by myself because then they were at recess, and then when they came inside, we watched. And it was very exciting. They were really excited. One of the girls took the American flag and was like waving it around the room.
I personally think a Midwest pope is pretty cool. I like it. I'm here for that.
Right.
Yeah, it's wild.
It is crazy. But like 3 hours away. Like, that's crazy.
Like people that I know him. Like it's just it's wild. Mm-hmm. And his brother lives in Chicago, and
I watched an interview with his brother, and he was told he said kindergarten or first grade, a lady came up to him, his brother Leo, and said, what's his real name actually? Robert came up to Robert and said, "You're going to be our first American pope," when he was 5 years old.
I knew. I mean, people say that to me all the time too. So,
so take that with a grain of salt.
now they say you're second American. I said, no, I don't want that. So
there's a lot. If anything, we've got a lot of good memes coming out for this. Yeah, but I mean, everybody's talking about it. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what this is gonna bring, what this means for our church, and yeah.
Me too. Yeah, it's exciting time.
Yeah.
So we pray for him. So it's kind of venerable tradition to pray in Our Father, Hail Mary, Glory be for the Pope's intentions. It's be done every day.
Yeah, I do have a question about that. Do you have to like read the intentions, or can you just say for the Pope's intentions?
Just for the Pope's intentions.
Okay, perfect. It's like I had to look those up.
They do publish those Pope's intentions, but like you don't have to
Yeah,
like read them or
perfect.
even know what they are.
That's easy.
Yeah,
Easy. We can all do that.
super easy.
Yeah.
Very inconvenience.
So I guess long live Pope Leo.
Yes.
God bless America.
USA. Well, that's a wrap on our bonus episode. We will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.